Guys, imagine it's your birthday. You've had a rough day. You're just trying to get to the airport, get home, get some peace. And then some guy following you, he's recording you. You told him no multiple times, but he keeps going. That's not a fan. These are predators. Welcome to the Tea Drop, Strong Brew, No Soft Behavior. And today, we're talking about 4 cases where WWE wrestlers had to deal with fans who've crossed every single line. Stephanie Vaquer, Oba Femi, Dakota Kai, and Liv Morgan, whose case just got, or Liv Morgan's case just got a federal courtroom update. Strap in, let us get into this drop. So before we get into each case, I want you to understand something. This isn't a real problem. This has been building for years. Fans at hotels, fans at airports, and circling wrestler houses. What's new is that we're in 2026. WrestleMania 42 weekend is a few weeks away. And in the span of 1 month, we've had multiple WWE talents speaking out about it publicly. So when I tell you this is a crisis, I'm not being dramatic. The receipts are right here. So let's start with the most recent case because this one hit differently, especially for me. We're going to talk about Stephanie Vaquer on her birthday. Stephanie Vaquer on her birthday. She deals with a dumbass. After her Raw at Madison Square Garden, she's trying to go home on her birthday apparently, and she gets annoyed by an annoying fan. So let's roll this clip.
Call it a publicist? I don't know. La Primera is right there.
So this guy, if you can't see the full text, the guy posted this on his Instagram. Apparently he's called Rudy Vile. He says, he tags Stephanie Vaquer and says, "Thanks for stopping for your fans. You're the fakest ever. You're not the primera. You're the last. I just asked you for a photo and an autograph." He couldn't even spell "and" properly. He spelled it A-N-T. All the rest of the female wrestlers did it with no problem. Except you. He can't even write. He says accept you instead of accept you. Oh my God. You was the mean one of all. This guy can't write. First of all, check out of my list. This guy, first of all, Rudy Vile, learn English, learn how to write before you try to diss someone online. And for sakes, it's 2026. You don't know how to, if this sounds correctly, copy and paste it into a freaking spell check and make sure your grammar is correct. Anyway, let's continue with this video.
Yeah. Buenos dias. Bye-bye.
Now, if you're Spanish though, and this is what I'm hearing, write in Spanish. Do me a favor, because we have a wonderful technology that will auto-translate your statement without us having to understand what you were trying to say. So do me a favor next time. If you don't know how to write in English, but you know how to write in Spanish, write in Spanish.
Bye-bye, La Primeras. And there's the other one, Raquel Perez.
Raquel Perez.
All leaving. And they say, no, 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 no. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Anyway, Stephanie Vaquer, as you guys know, is the women's world champion at this time. She just headlined a few shows. She is one of the hottest acts in WWE right now. And on March 31st, 2026, her birthday, she had to post a public statement about a fan who wouldn't leave her alone at the airport. And here's what she wrote. "I always stop and I'm very kind to my fans. Yesterday was my birthday and I was honestly having a really bad day. Even so, I politely asked for understanding and many people respected that. But you followed me for a long time, saying hurtful things and making me feel uncomfortable. I told you no multiple times, and you kept following me and recording. And now you're posting this on social media? It's sad to see people like you call themselves fan." His statement is currently not available because after this all happened, he decided to hide like a little bitch because I guess he realized he was wrong. Now, Cage Side Seats covered this. The fan, and I use that word loosely at this point, actually responded publicly on X, but then his post went away because I couldn't find it anymore. But he only was just standing there. And you just standing there with your friend make people uncomfortable. I did not harass you where you're just standing there with your friends and I asked you nicely. You were, because she was in her private moment. That was her private state. She wasn't at a WWE World event. She wasn't at a Fanatics Fest event. She was trying to go home with her co-workers, who some can be her friends at this point, and you trespass that. So the video he put and the post has already been removed, but you know what they say about social media, it's infinite. So he's forever branded. But here's the part that really gets me. Her boyfriend, NXT's Miles Bourne, jumped in with a response and said, "You are the sweetest and most kind person I've ever met. I personally witnessed you take time for others even when you weren't feeling your best." In what world does a woman, the champion, have to justify why she didn't want to interact with a stranger on her birthday after a WWE show? I mean, we're coming back in full circle when, I can't find it, when CM Punk already addressed this same thing. Well, CM Punk addressed it back in 2025. He posted on Instagram, "Do not turn up, do not show up at hotels. You've repeatedly been told no. Respect it. You are not a fan, you are a stalker. And you will be treated as such." And that's what Stephanie Vaquer treated him as. And yet here we are, 5 months later, and Stephanie Vaquer is living the exact situation. Nothing has changed. According to Newsweek, this happened outside Madison Square Garden, WrestleMania season, high visibility event. And these people still pull this. I feel bad for her to deal with such BS on her birthday. Do better. We move on to the next part with Oba Femi and, ironically, Dominik Mysterio, because it happened in the same place. I believe so. Where this is a story of dealing with scalpers, the entitlement, and the guilt trip. Oba Femi's situation involves autograph scalpers, not a traditional stalker scenario, but the behavior, the entitlement, that's the same energy. Days before his WrestleMania 42 match against Brock Lesnar, one of the biggest matches of this young man's career, Oba Femi was spotted standing outside his hotel. They're just stalking him at this one, just staring at him like a freaking circus act.
You don't do it? Oh, he's gonna beat. My God, he don't like me. Oh shit.
New York, do better, by the way. This all happened in New York this week, and I feel so ashamed. These are a group of autograph scalpers swarming him. Not fans, scalpers. People who want your signature to flip it for profit on eBay.
No.
There's only one.
Oba, can you sign it for me?
Oba, for a young fan?
Oba, can you sign this?
Using the guilt trip for a young fan to make him sign it.
Oh, but come on. Please?
Oba, for a young fan? For a young fan? Please?
Oh,
come
that's
on.
crazy, man.
We're rooting.
Got him over here.
Newsweek reported on April 3rd that the group hovered in around him, staring at him, trying to pressure him into signing their items through sheer awkwardness. Femi's response, he ignored them completely. Continuing standing there, didn't engage. That's the fans for you. Trying to make you feel bad for no reason. But anyway, we'll move to the next one, which is Dominik Mysterio. The same week, someone confronts him after he declined a photo or an autograph. And this person actually said to him something grating.
Dominic, would you mind signing? Yeah, what about picture?
Can we do a picture for her?
Picture?
Have a heart, man. Have a heart. Don't forget, man, we made you. Without us, you ain't shit.
Don't forget, man, we made you. We made you. In what world does the guilt trip work? You didn't make anybody. You watched somebody entertain you. That's the transaction. That's it. Dominik entertained you. You enjoyed it. That's the exchange. Rey Mysterio's, Dom's dad, has dealt with the same pressure from scalpers trying to get multiple signatures to resell, too. This happened a few years ago.
Let some shit like this. So awesome. I'm signing for you guys to make money.
You're signing to make money, bro.
And we appreciate it.
Ray, I've been a fan since I was a little kid, man.
The fans come up and ask for an autograph.
Well,
I actually am a fan.
back in the 80s, dude.
That's why I'll sign.
I am a huge fan.
He said, okay, you're a fan? I'll sign one.
I signed one for you.
It's a pattern. This is a pattern. And Newsweek made the point clearly that is all happening in the same window of WrestleMania season. When WWE talent concentrates in one city or so, these people start covering them like wolves. We're halfway through this, and I need you to stay locked in because the next two cases, they go deeper. We're going to go talk about Dakota Kai speaking out and Liv Morgan's situation, which is that one is on federal court right now. Now, we're going to talk about Dakota Kai. She didn't stay quiet either about this. Posted on X addressing a stalker. Now, for you guys to understand, the stalker is this guy. And I'm going to put him on screen. $Dom, $. This punk right here. He apparently tried to threaten the talent she was working with because he is such a fan. And she addressed the stalker situation directly. So let's take a look at her addressing the stalker.
Like, you can be a supporter or fan of me or whoever it is, but once you start, like, hating and sending threats to the person that I'm wrestling against.
He sent direct messages through Twitter. Apparently, I didn't know you can send direct messages on Twitter. This is how off the game I am on Twitter, but he did it to her.
That just crosses the line for me. It's not even, like, you know what I mean? It's not even about me. I'm like, you can support a wrestler, but, like, don't be doing weird stuff by, like, I don't know. We're all human, but, like, don't do that. It's just very, very strange to me. You can still, like, support, but as soon as you cross that, like, start doing stuff like that, or, like, anyone that's in my circle, like, sending hate towards, it's just fucking weird. I don't like it. I don't think anyone really likes it.
And I couldn't find the original message that he sent. And if anyone knows where it is, please send it my way, because I would like to add it to this clip so people are very informed about this. But anyway, she posts about her reacting to the situation, and those tweets came from her direct account. The links I will put in the description when I do this clip. What matters here, though, isn't just what she said. It's that she said anything at all, because wrestlers are consistently told to ignore it, don't respond to it, don't give it attention. At least that's the way in the past. But I think in nowadays, we need to deal with it. They just block and move on, which is what she did. She eventually did block him. He did get blocked, and he's wondering why. This girl pretty much addressed it, but it's hilarious. Dakota Kai, who's been working on the independent circuit as of the past couple of weeks, building herself back up, doing the work, took the time out of her day to address this publicly. And she also met this fan, by the way, at the big event. This was a big event photo. And I know it was the big event that I went to, that I did the interview video, because I saw this sign. I was there. I saw a person carrying this sign. The only reason I remember is this stupid ass Evie. And I know it's the big event because this is the first time Charlie did show up at the big event ever. So it's the big event I went to a few weeks ago, which is crazy that he was there. Now, it's good that she addressed it publicly, because at some point, silence is not a strategy. It's just, you need to choose when to speak. What's wild is that the wrestling community knows this girl. She's been in the business for years. They support Charlie. She came up through NXT, worked in WWE, built a fan base, and still, she had to deal with someone crossing the line bad enough that she posted about it publicly. That speaks volumes about how normalized this has become. All right? So let's get into the biggest case on this list. He eventually gets blocked by Dakota Kai, like I said. He got humiliated. He's like, why are people being mean to me? These guys are so tough. And then when they get attacked on social media by all the wrestling fans, shit goes down. So anyway, we move on to the next case. Liv Morgan. Now, this is what real stalking looks like. And we covered this before, this court case, in a previous video back in November. It has everything I covered so far. And it's bad. It's wrong. It needs to stop. But the Liv Morgan case, this one went to a full federal criminal trial. And it has a March 2026 update that you need to know about. Let's lay out the timeline, because this case reads like something out of a thriller novel at this point. May 26, T25, a man named Sean Chan, Canadian national, boards a flight to Orlando when customs asks where he's staying. He tells them the WWE Performance Center. Nothing wrong with that, right? The Performance Center, which, that place has no rooms, but whatever. No one thought that was weird. 4 days later, May 30th, Chan travels to a house matching the description of Liv Morgan's home in Florida. Surveillance footage catches him circling the property twice, checking under the doormat for a spare key, touching the bottom of the front door, pulling the handle. He was trying to get in. June 3rd, 2025, Chan shows up at the WWE Performance Center. Security recognized him from the surveillance footage, and he gets arrested on the spot. At the time of the arrest, he was carrying 2 bottles of liquid with some Chinese writing on the labels. And when asked what they were, he said they were used to treat injuries, quote, such as bleeding. He's charged with interstate domestic violence, a federal charge. Now, here's where the case gets complicated, and this is the March 2026 update. On December 23rd, 2025, Chan's defense team files a notice that they intend to pursue an insanity defense. They hired a psychologist, Dr. Mitchell Ayala. Yeah. Her report concluded that Chan suffers from an acute delusional disorder and that he genuinely believes he is in a romantic relationship with Liv Morgan. The defense argues he was legally insane at the time of the offense. Prosecutors pushed back hard, said the filing was too late. The trial was supposed to start on January 12, 2026. But in February, TGR Wrestling reported that the case went on pause. Chan is now undergoing a court-ordered psychological examination. His right to a speedy trial has been formally paused until that examination is complete. And per the reporting from PW Insider and multiple outlets, as of March 2nd of this year, the federal criminal trial has been pushed back again to May 2026 now. Sean Chan is still in the federal custody. Liv Morgan has not commented publicly on the case development, and that's her right. Totally her right. But think about what Liv Morgan has to live with while this drags through the courts. She's doing all these promos, she's doing all this wrestling promotion and matches, and she has this in the back of her head. This man flew from Canada, went to her house, tried to get inside, and now the case is in its second year of delays while he undergoes mental evaluations. Guys, this is not a fan. This is a threat. Where does this end? Where does this end, guys? Here's my take. And as always, this is just me being real with you. We have a cultural problem in the wrestling fandom right now, and it's not all fans. Don't get it twisted. Most of the people who show up to these events, who interact with these wrestlers and meet and greets, who follow them online, they're good people who love this industry. But there is a growing group of people who have decided that because they buy a ticket, because they watch the shows, they own a piece of these performers. And they don't. Stephanie Vaquer said it. CM Punk said it. Dakota Kai said it. And Liv Morgan's situation proved it in the most extreme possible way. These people are not characters. They're not action figures. They're people too. And they have the right to say no. At WrestleMania 42 weekend, which is literally happening in a few weeks or a few days, Femi can't stand outside his hotel room without being sworn. Dominik Mysterio can't decline a photo without someone telling him, "We made you." In what world is that acceptable? The IWC, us, we have to hold each other accountable. Because the next time one of these stories comes out, I don't want the conversation to be, "Wow, that's crazy." I want it to be, the community shut that down. So let me know in the comments, where do you think the line is between fan and stalker, between enthusiasm and entitlement? Drop it below. I want to hear from the community. Thank you for watching. If the T hit right, hit the like button and subscribe. See you in the next one.